Welcome to Learn and Listen podcast. I'm Emma, and I'm here with my co-host, Jack. Today, we're diving into the topic of friendship and relationships.
Hi, everyone. I'm looking forward to exploring this subject. Emma, could you give us an overview of what we mean by relationships in this context?
Certainly, Jack. When we talk about relationships, we're referring to the various connections we forge with people in our lives. This encompasses friendships, family ties, and romantic partnerships. Today, we'll primarily focus on friendships.
Got it. So how would you define friendship?
A friendship is essentially a bond between two people who genuinely care for each other. Friends typically enjoy each other's company, offer mutual support, and often share common interests or values.
Interesting. Are there any specific terms we use when discussing friendship?
Indeed, there are. Let's start with the phrase to hit it off. This means to get along well with someone from the first meeting. For instance, Jack and I hit it off immediately when we met at a language exchange event.
That's a useful expression. Could you use it in another context?
Sure, the new colleagues hit it off, which made their collaborative project much smoother. Now, Jack, why don't you try using this phrase?
All right, here goes. Despite coming from different backgrounds, the exchange students hit it off and became fast friends. How's that?
Excellent use of the phrase, Jack. You've also introduced another great term, fast friends. This means people who become close friends very quickly.
Thanks. Now, what about the deeper aspects of friendship?
A crucial element in any strong friendship is trust. Trust involves having confidence in someone's reliability and integrity. It's often said that trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship.
Trust does sound vital, but how does one build trust in a friendship?
Building trust is a gradual process. It involves being consistent in your words and actions, keeping confidences, and showing up for your friends in times of need. As the saying goes, actions speak louder than words.
I see. So it's not just about what you say, but what you do that matters in building trust.
Precisely. Now, let's discuss another key aspect of friendship, empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes.
Putting yourself in someone else's shoes. Is that an idiom?
Good catch, Jack. Yes, putting yourself in someone else's shoes is an idiom meaning to imagine yourself in another person's situation to understand their perspective better.
That makes sense. How does empathy play out in friendships?
Empathy in friendships might look like this. If your friend is stressed about an upcoming job interview, you might recall your own experiences with job interviews and say, I remember how nerve-wracking my last interview was. Is there anything I can do to help you prepare?
I can see how that would be comforting. Are there different types of friendships we should be aware of?
Absolutely. We often categorize friendships into different levels of closeness. For instance, we have acquaintances, casual friends, and close friends.
Could you elaborate on those?
Sure. Acquaintances are people you know and interact with occasionally but don't have a deep connection with. Casual friends are those you enjoy spending time with, perhaps sharing a hobby or regular activity. Close friends, often called best friends, are those you trust deeply and share a strong emotional bond with.
That clarifies things. How about maintaining friendships? Any tips for our listeners?
Maintaining friendships requires effort. One important aspect is to nurture the relationship. This means actively working to keep the friendship strong and healthy.
What are some ways to nurture a friendship?
Good question. You can nurture friendships by staying in regular contact, showing appreciation, being there during tough times, and celebrating each other's successes. As they say, a friend in need is a friend indeed.
Another idiom. That's a good one to remember.
Indeed it is. Now, let's recap the key points we've covered. We talked about hitting it off, building trust, showing empathy, different types of friendships, and nurturing relationships. Can you summarize some of these, Jack?
I'll give it a shot. Hitting it off means getting along well from the start. Trust is built through consistent actions and reliability. Empathy involves understanding others' feelings. We have different levels of friendship from acquaintances to close friends. And nurturing friendships means actively working to keep them strong.
Excellent summary, Jack. You've really captured the essence of our discussion. Remember, listeners, that while building and maintaining friendships takes effort, it's one of the most rewarding aspects of life.
Thanks, Emma. This has been really insightful for improving both my English and my understanding of friendships.
You're welcome, Jack. And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in to Learn Anne and Listen podcast. We hope you've gained valuable insights about friendship and relationships, along with some useful English expressions.
Goodbye, everyone. And remember, a good friend is worth their weight in gold.
Well said, Jack. Until next time, take care and keep practicing.